So welcome to this video on Universal UK in Kempston Hardwick. This is the lake zone. The idea here is that this will be a temporary use while the main build is starting with a restoration area, but in the end will be a mixed use development. I don't actually go into detail of what that means, but there's quite a vast site surrounded on one side by what will be East-West Rail. The Great River Ouse actually runs through here, and the A421 in the distance. You see all the planning marks and trenching that have gone on through here. Quite a bit of water dotted around where old pits were digged for the brickworks. But this is a huge piece of land. Didn't quite realise it until I got the drone out how big this actually was. But as we move back to being on foot, just see the desolation that's around here. So this is behind the barrier. That's at the back of the brickworks. And there's little planning markers and bits dotted around. We'll see one of the little flags in a moment. But also lots of historical bits, but loads to give clues about the Universal project that's coming. Such as the second you'll see there's a wildlife camera on a pole, just looking into these bushes. No idea what it's looking for. Maybe badgers or that kind of thing. We'll see when the ecological survey is published. The mats have been removed now. I saw them going earlier in the week for reptiles, so it'll be interesting to see what's revealed. Finding random things like this selection of old shoes, which really don't fit in to what was happening here. Old builder's tray, loads of bricks. Shoes are a bit weird, they look like children's. Back on the hard standard now. I'm sure there was a ring here the last time I was here. It seems to have gone. It's got this large lake, which isn't included. It's marked out on the plans. And this is more land that, from the look of the drawings, it will be part of the lake zone. You just see how vast this area actually is. It was all the way down there. Still walking down this path. Just gives you an idea of how big this place will actually be. Well, it makes a difference to no drones. So you can see the train there that runs into Kempston Hardwick. Very small trains, but they hopefully be replaced by East-West Rail. Now we're right in the heart of the lake zone now. You see the A421 in the distance there. The big warehouses. These lakes continue. This seems to be the extent of where the lake zone will end, just to the right of the concrete plant there. See, there's a lot of wildlife on the lake. Yes, it's a vast site, and actually only when you walk it you can tell how big it is. Well, that's bizarre, isn't it? It's got mango chutney here, previously in it. I don't think we'll take the top off it. So still walking. You can see the buoy in the distance there, maybe. Just through this land. There's another mango chutney tub. What are they about? There's also a red one down there. Yeah, I'm currently a bit lost. I'm guessing that pile of bricks might be where I need to get to. So weirdly at this point, the road's just turned to a pile of bricks. have been flooded at one point, and they used the bricks to give it a bit of a road surface. Yeah, so just a second later down the path, we've got another bit which has been bricks scattered across it. Goes as far as the eye can see. Another no shooting and life buoy. This has clearly been very boggy at one point. Here's today as well, there's water there. This goes on for a while. Another. What's that? Someone's bolt. Clearly one bullseye and had nowhere to store it. I think this is outside of the actual Universal land. Nothing obvious on that one. Well, amazingly, I've just wandered back to the top of the site. Different place to where we went in. A bit of carpet there. That was the extent of the lake zone, and probably a little bit more. So I'm going to climb over the fence. Explored down here a few weeks ago. Yeah, we're going to have a look along and see what else we can see. So what do we actually know so far? We know that the site was bought by Comcast Universal in around December 2023. They held some open days with the local residents in April of this year. And there was videos online of just how packed out the venue was in Sturpey. It's only a small village hall. Then at the end of September we were told at a council meeting, you're seeing these little planning flags dotted about, and it had been spoke about before that it would be a special development order, and then there's rumours that Comcast were in discussions with the government, which had paused because of the general election over tax breaks and incentives. Then at the end of September at a council meeting, they revealed it was a period of quiet at the moment due to the ongoing discussions. They expected that there was a hint that they'd already seen the special development order and actually what would be built here, and the council had no objections. But then there was going to be a 4-week period after when it was submitted where the council could have their say just to the government. The planning application will be dealt with at the government level. There's another tree. Rather than local authority, because of how important it is for the economy. And I think people expected to hear, I certainly did. There's an old electricity mast there, maybe telephones, by the end of October. And now we've got a week left, and I guess the next time we're going to hear something is likely to be at the budget, which is going to be held, I believe it's next week. So it'd be interesting to see if anything comes out during that. It'll be interesting what the tax breaks are, because we do have other theme parks in the UK, other resorts. So will they apply to them in the same way for development? Pile of bricks in the middle there. or is it going to be purely for Universal Comcast? But yeah, that's the actual site itself, into the lake zone. A little bit of an explore there. Let's head outside and have a look on Long Manor Road. So what's happening in the period of quiet? Well, not much. The site's been accessed this week. They've been collecting the ecological surveys. There's old mats dotted around. I also believe that these 30-mile-an-hour limit signs have been reactivated, because I've not seen them work before. There was a post on Facebook yesterday that number 1, the annex, had work going on in it. There's nothing happening there today. There's nothing obvious either. A few of these houses are now empty, such as number 2. Number 3. But the rest actually do remain occupied. I spoke to the lady from 4 earlier in the week. This was a way you could walk through. It used to be a public footpath here, but that's now been secured on the gate here. They used to be able to come through to here. This gate's now been padlocked shut. Down at the other end of Manor Road, there's the other 2 houses that have been bought and boarded up. Nothing at all seems to have happened here yet since they put the blocks in place. Yeah, they were just residents clearly just moved out, and looking across what's known as the core zone. This part stretches alongside the railway and down. Dotted around the site, there's all of these items for the planning. And looking over the core land. Bit of a controversial one, this bit. So one of the residents said that they were disappointed when these concrete blocks were put in, because this is where the police speed camera van usually would sit. But since the entrance is even blocked, you now can't park here. It's also a dump tent, I think it is. So this would have been where the speed camera van sat. Been back along Manor Road towards them nice houses. Now looking at the West Gateway area, this is an area of land that will be used for mixed-use development. Doesn't delve into what that'll be, but also will be the home of the new railway station. So the idea is that Kempston Hardwick station will move further down the line and possibly merge in with Stewartby. The brickworks are just over that mound on the right there. So you'd have a new train station here, a new car park, and this would be the West Gateway zone. The drone again, you can see the lake zone in the distance, the hard standing of the brickworks, and then as we pan around you can still see the trench marks in the core zone there that were covered in the summer extensively. It's all been ploughed now, ready to be used in the meantime. And as we come round again you can see the trenching marks on that field. And as we come down here, this is the West Gateway site. Again, loads of trenching marks from where it's been used for digs for the planning application, and there's the A41.